that there are residues in the body. The body has, for years, been taken on the postures and the activities that seem to support the belief that a separate self lives inside it. So the body has assumed postures and gestures and activities that are consistent with the belief that I live inside it. So when it's discovered that I doesn't live inside the body still retains its old habits. The feeling of being I, the separate self in the body, is left as a kind of residue, like a scar in the body. And that doesn't vanish just because the separate self is seen to be non-existent. It heals gradually, slowly. It takes time. And these scars or residues or the echo of the separate self in the body, it's very subtle. The body is like a dense, intricate network of channels, and the feeling of separation is permeates all over it. So it takes time. It's like if you imagine a drawing on the sand. It's not the wave comes over it and then retracts again. It washes away some of the marks in the sand, but it doesn't wash away all of them. The sense of being a separate I has long since gone. There's no sense of ownership, that this is my sense of separation that's come up, precisely because the my has gone. It's a neutral, and because it's neutral, there's no judgment of it. Above all, there's no reason to get rid of it. I mean, who would want to get rid of it? Awareness doesn't want to get rid of everything. It's perfectly happy with things as they are. So it's just allowed to come up. For instance, when we're sitting in silence like we were earlier, this is a very gentle way, a very hands-off way of allowing these old residues to come up. For instance, I mentioned one of them, the subtle sense of boredom. They're allowed to come up, and because we no longer have any agenda with them, they're just allowed. No reason to get rid of it. When we're exploring in our meditations in a more active way, these are slightly more active ways of stirring up the old feelings of separation. It's like saying, come on, we're going to go and we're going to open this drawer and open that cupboard and invite them all to come up. But there's never with the sense of getting rid of them, never with the sense that they're wrong or bad. They're just old habits. We want them to be exposed. And whatever it is in the other that has apparently provoked, I mean, you can't tell the difference, because their feelings don't belong to a separate self, just as your own feelings don't belong. So there's no judgment of them, there's no judgment of you, there's no desire to change them, there's no desire to change yourself. And strangely, this openness, this lack of judgment, this total okayness is the true healing, both for ourselves, and it spills out onto the other. And when we come into the field of someone who doesn't have an agenda with us, someone who is not judging these residues, we feel it, and that is very healing. That's one of the ways the teaching works. It's the true healing